Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. You can call me Jimmy McAssholes a lot. Patrick's here hanging out. P. Richard Scott in the chat. Speaking of the chat, Athix was first. Motoref was next. Frank Nicholas, Drone Drops, CiottiFPV, Patio Patterson, Espander, Jackalope, Gary Higgins, Drone Drops, Northern Tier FPV, CMYK. What's up, friends? If you want to tag me, all you got to do is type my name into the chat like these beautiful bastards have done. You don't have to type an @ but you do have to spell it right. There it is with an @ Either or. Or you can do a super chat. That's also fun. I'll take the money and spend it on whores. Why is this here? And cocaine. Don't forget about cocaine. I'll spend it on that too. The people that have tagged me so far, Gary Higgins, he says, have you got to test the new Ripsqueak V2? Just wondering which arms would be best for freestyle. I don't even think it's really out yet. It's a lot of people are hearing about it because it's, I don't want to spoil the surprise for, I don't think it's really out yet. And I'm just going to leave it there. I have no experience with it. I've talked to BQE about maybe being Team Pilot sponsored pilot. Bill didn't seem interested. That's totally fine. I assume that he's got a whole bunch of sponsored pilots, which is great. Oh, I got him! Wow. I don't usually get the flies. I'm sure it's really good, but now I've got fly guts all over my hands. Espander says CiottiFPV is late as usual. That's not true. I'm usually somewhat on time. See, I'm on time more than I'm late. I'm late every once in a while, though. CMYK says, what's up? Drone Drop says, good to see ya. Gary Higgins says, it's out for sale, the analog version. Quadzimoto is here. He says, what do you think about the Diatone F1? I don't even know what that is. What's Diatone F1?
You know, why they call it the F1 in a world of F4 flight controllers and F7 flight.
Is it the name of the flight controller? Is it an old flight controller?
It's the actual quad.
Look at that thing. What do I think about it? I think that... what can I say that's not mean?
I haven't flown.
It's... Patrick says, I haven't flown it. Yeah, I mean, I certainly haven't flown it, so this is just going to be guesses that I'm giving you guys, but these are kind of interesting. I'm kind of into these for like playground bashing and just like out your front door bashing. Yeah. The only problem is going to be these props. I mean, looks like they want you to run this thing on 3S. That's going to be really heavy, and these props are going to get really bent up when you crash. What that means is that you're going to go through a lot of motors potentially, or maybe the all-up weight is low enough that you won't go through motors. But my guess is going to be that you're gonna go through motors. You're definitely going to go through those props. Tiny Whoop props are unfortunately really expensive because they don't sell many of them. So that's something to think about. I don't know. For me, these little guys don't carry HD, so I don't really have. So they're just really not for me. But I think they're really cool and really safe, and you can rip around your apartment parking lot with them, and that's pretty cool. So I don't know. I would actually love for Diatone to send me one of these. I'm sure they won't, because I'll just make fun of it. But, yeah, there are some thoughts. I love that it has ducts. That's really cool. That's pretty slick. I hate that it's got metal in the front. I hate even more that it's locking the height, the deck height. They should have just done a regular frame design, in my opinion, with vertical standoffs so that you could change your deck height. But on a rig like this, I guess that's less important in a way. Although I bet you you could get a rig like this to carry a Runcam hybrid. I don't know. It's not for that. It's not for HD. There are some thoughts on it. Hella G's FPV says the Ripsqueak V2 is out. Came in this month. I was trying to not say that and ruin the surprise for anyone who hasn't gotten theirs yet, but there it is in the chat. CMYK FPV says, my order shipped today, should have it in hand soon. MF tagged me and says, CiottiFPV really does know we're the best top $5. Yikes. Quadzimoto says, 150 grams all up weight with a 360 go. Interesting. Okay. And so 150 grams with an Insta360 go. Interesting. 150. Yeah, that's going to really wreck those propellers. Those propellers are not going to be able to put up with that kind of abuse, that's for sure. 150 grams, yeah, that's a little heavy. That thing needs to be built for 2S or even 1S, to be honest. Espander says, Firefox says that CiottiFPV.com is security risk ahead. Yeah, Espander, that's a problem with GoDaddy. If you take the S and you just do http:// whatever, www. Just scroll down to the description, hit the link in there, that should work. I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. Jason Crabtree says, what's your ideal Runcam hybrid carrier? Ripsqueak, both of the Ripsqueak, all three of the Ripsqueak builds that I've done here on the channel, that's it. That's the best that I've found to carry the Runcam hybrid. Technically speaking, we could drop down to 2.5 inch. and I am gonna this Ripsqueak number 3 is gonna get built and run and tested with 2.5-inch props. Here's the thing: 2.5-inch props versus 3-inch props. There's a big efficiency increase going to 3-inch. That's what she said. And yeah, it's not that much heavier. It's only 1/4 of an inch longer per arm. Again, that's what she said. So what is nice about 2.5-inch though is that we've got access to the Emax Avan Rush 2.5-inch props, which are brilliant. So I'm looking forward to testing that on the Ripsqueak number 3. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. And that rig is going to be on those new iFlight 1504 motors. So I'm cautiously optimistic about that. I have a feeling, though, that those motors are not going to be high enough kV. Jason, no, we got that. Frank Nicholas says, Spander certificate issue, use the non-HTTPS. Thank you, Frank. Drone Drop says, hey, by the way, this is my full-time job nowadays. If you'd like to see me keep on going, all you got to do is head on over to CiottiFPV.com. There's a million different ways you can support me. Thumbs up, all the stuff down below, of course. But these are the ways that you can sort of more directly support me. Patreon helps me out the most. For as little as $3 a month, you can join the Patreon, get access to a whole bunch of really good stuff. For example, I'm actually going to do this right now. I put up the Oh My God 250 words eluded him Maiden video, and I left it public to show all the peoples that aren't on the Patreon page an example of what they get when they join Patreon. And I put it in the patrons only playlist here. Right now it's public.
Is it Oh My God or Oh My God?
Oh My God.
Okay, then why is Rollins in the interview he did last week with him say Uma like Irma Thuman? Uma Thurman.
So now it is unlisted. If you want to see it, you're gonna have to give me $3 whole. I promise it'll be worth it. It's a hell of a Maiden. I am really happy with how this thing flies. This is one hell of a setup. The 250 with the 4-inch arms, 1804 X Nova motors. They are 1804 3500 kV on the 3.5-inch props. These are the Emax Avan 3.5-inch props, Scimitar rather, and they're great. The Gemfan 3520s are also really good. These Emax props definitely have more pitch and more power. The Gemfan props have noticeably less power, but even those Gemfan props have a really good amount of power. This is a really potent little setup and a great way to carry the Runcam hybrid. All that being said, it's for small spaces. It's not necessarily. This is more like of a kind of do everything. Like this will fly bigger spaces and smaller spaces. Doing the 3-inch Ripsqueak route is going to be a little bit more catered towards small spaces. It'll still cover ground, but not as well as this. I mean, that's just the way it works. The bigger the props go, the higher the cruising speed, the more the efficiency. I'm really shocked, though, at this rig at like 380 grams all up. It's just fantastic. It just flies really, really well. So, yeah, I don't know. There might be some magic to 3.5-inch props. I'm really looking forward to back-to-backing this rig with the Ripsqueaks. I only have one Ripsqueak that's up right now. I got to fix the Runcam Hybrid PCB seems to have failed in one of them, so I got to swap that out. And then I got to get the third one built the rest of the way. So that should be interesting. I'm really looking forward to testing 3-inch, 210 grams all up versus 3.5-inch, 280 grams all up. I'll also say this: these X-Nova 1804s on these 3.5-inch props, perfect. Which makes a lot of sense because I tested these 1804s with 4-inch props and they weren't enough motor. So on 3.5-inch props, it's just right. What else? Yeah, hey, so there's some Patreon info. You're going to love the Patreon page, I swear. YouTube and Instagram. Over on Etsy, I've got some really fun stickers and some hardware. Over in Fiverr, I'm doing some cool things. Over on Teespring, I've got some new stuff. Let's take a quick look. Here's a bunch of the stickers over on the Etsy store and a bunch of random hardware. Show your support for your gangly buddy CiottiFPV by putting all stickers on your shit and then taking pictures, putting it on Instagram, and then I'll share your pictures on Instagram and maybe you'll get a couple more subscribers, and that'll feel good. That'll be worth $5, won't it? Over here on Fiverr, I'm doing some really fun stuff. Flight instruction, flight coaching. If you want to fly like me, I can help you out with that. We jump into Velocidrone or Liftoff, and then we do an audio call through Skype or Zoom or just the actual old OG telephone. And then you can I can see your stick overlay, you can see my stick overlay, I can give you examples of some stuff and watch you fly, and yeah, it's really good. Tuning services, if you want your rigs to fly like mine, I've got you covered. And then build planning down here. If you're sick of buying parts that blow up and catch on fire, stop doing it. Give me your money, and I'll tell you which parts not to buy, and then instead of wasting money on garbage and supporting companies that are building shitty parts, you'll buy the right parts, and I'll be able to eat dinner. FPV mentoring by Remy Tim. If you've got anybody that's new to the hobby, or if you just have a bunch of standard kind of more technical questions, Remy Tim, Daniel Maurer can definitely help you out. And then up here, FPV is doing some editing. Finn will make you look like a better pilot than you actually are. He's been doing it for me for a couple of edits. He's working on the third edit, which is the flight footage from the Flow State fly day that we did. I just remembered I wanted to shoot him a quick reminder. Come on, Instagram, work. Ever since Instagram became more intertwined with Facebook, it's been fucking useless. Just like Facebook. It's one of the reasons I don't use Facebook anymore is because it's just worthless. It's so goddamn slow. No matter what you do, it's just mega. Quick reminder. Long runs between cuts. I think, I have no idea what's going on in the living room right now. And I think you'll need to push the colors hard because it was overcast. Thanks, man. Okay, there we have it. So that's what's going on over on Fiverr. This is the Teespring store. This is the new design that CMYK FPV did for me. It's amazing. There's two different versions. There's two more versions of this coming with like a white outline and a black outline, I think it is. So there'll be some more of these added in here. But for right now, it's the purple and red. We've got the t-shirt, and the t-shirt also has my new logo that he did for me on the back with the little pill. We've got a poster. We've got the tote bag. The tote bag is super cool because like when you fill up your flight bag with stuff, but then you have another couple of things, instead of balancing them like an idiot and dropping them, get you a kill-all carbon tote bag and throw our shit in there. And then a phone case because I wanted to have a phone case. Some mugs, Clam Man, NASA ripoff logo, some hoodies. If there's like one of these logos that you want on a t-shirt that's not, or on a hoodie that's not, just let me know and I can do it really quick. It takes like no time at all. So there you go, over on the Teespring store. FPV Exchange is a beautiful website created by a beautiful man. Come on over here, sell your stuff, have one spot to total up everything you've ever bought. And yeah, just lots of good things going on FPV Exchange.
I need to do that.
If you don't use the website like Patrick, I'm gonna kill you in your sleep.
I need to do that for real.
So it's your choice.
Many things.
Yeah, right.
And I need to put it. And I'm like, I'll do it on Facebook. Like,
you just hit the switch. No, yeah.
I need to do it.
You'll never do it on Facebook because it'll take an hour per listing, and then you'll. Yeah,
but I want to. People. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
Go on FPV Exchange or die. Your choice. The rest of CiottiFPV.com has a bunch of other really fun stuff. A whole bunch of affiliate links. If you're ordering anything from any one of these websites, if you remember to hit my affiliate link before you check out, some of you beautiful bastards have changed your bookmarks to my affiliate links. That way you don't even have to remember. But yeah, if you hit the affiliate link, it's going to drop my code into your shopping cart, and then the whole shopping cart I'll get 1 to 6% of over on FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God, FPV Crate, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress. Any of those websites, it's free money. You can still use free shipping, discount codes, all the nonsense. PayPal, if you want to do a super chat, but you don't want YouTube to take 30%. Over on Facebook, FPV Therapy, which is a Facebook group where a whole bunch of us that struggle with mental illness are trying to help each other out. I posted a couple things in there actually last night. Here's a link to the Discord channel without all of the extra benefits of Patreon. There's a bunch of extra pages and whatnot on Discord are one of the benefits of joining the Patreon page. And then some BattleBots info for any BattleBots fans. You'll get a laugh out of that one. Today we are going to continue with the ESC swap on the Glide. I've got to get my fleet back on its feet because there's lots of fun shit going on. Goat! Drone Drop says, what are your thoughts on Zing 2208 Pacer 1950 kV? So which is it, Drone Drop? Zing or Pacer? Zing is made by iFlight. Pacer is made by T-Motor. And what is a suitable prop? I'm installing them on my 5-inch, wondering if you had experience with these. Thanks, man. My experience with 2208s is that they're basically a racing motor. For me, they have way too much power. I fly lower power setups so that I have more throttle resolution. I tend to stay as low to the ground as possible. So the extra throttle resolution makes flying low to the ground a lot easier. A 2208 or a 2207 is going to give you a huge amount of power, which is going to be really fun because you can hammer the throttle and just go sailing up into the clouds and hang out and float down for a couple of seconds. And that's very, very fun. That's just not my flight style, that's all. Suitable prop, I mean, they'll take pretty much anything. Any of the 5-inch props, short, I would stay, I mean, not really though. You could go anywhere from like 30 pitch all the way up to 50 pitch, to be honest with you. That is a ton of motor, a ton of motor. So yeah, any propellers, propellers are a very personal decision. I love Gemfan 5143 threes, but again, which props you run is 100% a personal preference kind of thing. Some props are lighter weight and a little bit more fragile. Some props are a little bit heavier and a little bit more durable. The higher the pitch, the higher the cruising speed, and the higher the top speed. The lower the pitch, the more throttle resolution, the less total horsepower. Gemfan, in my opinion, is the best of the prop manufacturers. HQ also makes good props. They're typically not as efficient and not as well balanced. There's also Dow. Their Dow props are not all that durable, but other than that, they're pretty good. And Azure makes props, but you can't bend them back because they use a wacky blade design. So yeah. Luong Nguyen says, have you tried the Gemfan 5236? I have not quite yet. I do have 3 sets of them. I will be trying them. The 5.2 thing is not really for me. I fly lighter weight freestyle rigs that are close to 600 grams all up weight. So I don't really need the 5.2 inch props because my rigs are so lightweight. But for those of you that are flying like 700 plus gram 5-inch freestyle rigs, the 5.2 inch props are going to be really good for you to try to give you a little bit of the float back that you lost when your weight when you gained all that weight. Steve FPV says, how are you, bro? I'm good, Steve. Explosive Fruits says, yo, what's up? How are you doing? I am doing good, Explosive. Drone Drop says, sorry, Pacer, not Zing. Cool. They're good. They're both good motors. Zings are great. Pacers are great. You're gonna like them. It's just a lot. It's just a lot of motor. Lot of motor. 2208 is a huge power motor. So like, if you want to go 100 miles an hour, that's a really good motor. I typically don't fly locations that are that big to need that much horsepower. And I'm caught up on chat. Look at me go! Patrick is doing something. He's blowing into some stuff. He's making some crazy noises. I don't know what's going on. Let me grab a. I'm actually gonna grab a burr. Let me put this. Give you guys something to watch just for a second here. Be right back. Bonk. Okay, it just stops.
It's been in like 3 rivers, man. I had to clean it, clean everything. I got you, bro.
You ever see that?
Yeah, again, man. Seneca gave me one of those.
Oh, it's so good.
It doesn't travel well though.
No, it doesn't.
That's why I brought the ball. But yeah, Seneca gave me one of those not too long ago, actually, about 6 months.
Really?
Why was that more entertaining than I thought it was? Don't touch it.
Sorry. You had to watch me sitting in the goddamn grass for 20 minutes.
At least it beeped.
Explosive Fruit says, in your experience, what's the best way to ensure your batteries don't get chewed up or ejected? 2 battery straps and be okay with them getting chewed up.
Oh my god, grip!
Oh yeah, grip too. Grip.
I like the light stuff.
2 battery straps and proper battery lead retention. Make sure that you figure out how to keep your battery lead from getting into the props. I run it. It's gonna be hard to show you. but I run it short like this, shriveled and to the left. I run it out the side. Ask my ex-wife. And I run it out the side like this, and then it goes up and it goes under the battery strap. So it sits like that, it goes under the battery strap, so the battery strap holds the XT60 into the battery itself, and then the battery I put in the front with the leads looped around so that the leads are up by the... This is insane that I'm trying to explain this without just grabbing a quad off the wall and fucking showing you guys.
Yeah, and the buckle on the other side.
Battery. Yeah.
Hate that crap every time.
All right, here it is. The battery lead goes forward so that it wraps around like this. It uses this little void in the back bottom of the TPU because there's nothing else that's going to go in there, right? So the battery lead may as well go in there, and the balance lead. So it's a great little spot. You're using every little bit of space, right? And it protects it. So then the battery sits like that, it plugs in, the battery strap comes right up over here to hold this whole shit down, and then when you crash, it's just the back of the battery that hits. You're not going to chew up your battery lead because it's nice and safe up in the front here. This shit matters. Like, that's a really good question, Explosive Fruits. Ripping up your battery lead ripping up your battery lead on the quad or on the batteries is a really good way to not be able to fly anymore that day. So yeah, take the time to figure out a good battery lead retention setup. It doesn't have to be like mine, but just give it some thought and just figure out how you can, get the battery lead under a battery strap so it's not out floating around, and profit. Caught up on chat. Look at us go. What are you working on, Patrick?
And my grip.
Patrick is very upset that Rollins was mispronouncing God's name.
You guys gotta go
very
watch
upset.
Give him an extra few views. Let's laugh together.
We laugh to keep from crying. Okay. So I need to put this big ass bundle of wires onto these battery lead pads, and I think I'm gonna do the XT60 lead first, and then yeah. Tiago just found out that putting cling wrap in a clean grip is a terrible idea. Oh, Tiago, that sucks.
Don't lick the grip.
Don't lick the grip.
Do you have a bench battery?
I fucking don't at the moment.
Can I have one of your best batteries?
In that bag, there's only the best batteries for you, Patrick.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna put we're gonna solder up the lead first. Sorry to anybody in Europe. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just pronouncing the L.
Clear.
Patrick just plugged his a squid in, rightfully using a Vifly V2.
With the best battery there is.
I turned off the second thing. There it is.
Secondary.
There you go. Now you can hold it up, and they'll see it.
If I
Oh,
started,
that's not the sketchiest thing ever. Hold it closer. Hold it closer. Get it up in there.
Works
Get it up
good.
in there.
Works good.
It works well. Look at it. Look at those green LEDs. Yeah.
Dude, I want to arm it so bad. The receiver's on. The receiver's on. Just watch it dance.
It just ruins the motor. It just all four motors just twist the motor wires up to hell.
You just laugh.
Been there. Oh shit.
But with this really cool device, you can hit the button instead of trying to undo it. Right. So you got a chance, We can all have a laugh right here on the stream.
Oh,
let's arm it. Seriously, let's see what happens.
I mean, they're just
They're eco motors.
Yeah.
They're eco motors.
One of them's missing a bearing on the bottom, it looks like.
No, man, that's just the eco part.
Are they just... They're just that deep in there? Just like me, that deep in there. Moving
No,
on.
we're gonna arm this thing.
Oh shit, no. Dude, it's gonna grenade those motors. You just want to grenade those motors, don't you?
Well, I mean, they've been in the creek a couple times.
Yes, that's a yes, guys.
And they're ecos, and I'm, bearing noise on a couple of them.
Hold on, if you're really gonna do it, put it here.
We'll wait for I'll tell you what, you want to do it right now?
If you want to do it, it's going on the
Do you have
fucking
an
live
antenna
stream.
for the receiver, or is the crossfire okay without an antenna?
Yeah, it's okay without an antenna.
All right.
In theory.
I'll take this off 1,000 watts. It's on 500. Thinking ahead.
I was trying to move everything out of the way that's gonna get taken with it. This is how you destroy a set of motors, everybody. We're doing this so that you don't have to.
Right? Everybody wants to do this.
Is that totally in the frame? Nope, that's the wrong way. Go it this way. All right, prepare for chaos.
Oh yeah, you need this thingy.
Battery?
Maybe move the drink.
Is there a battery?
I put it back because I didn't want to move the shit.
This fucking guy.
If it's gonna turn to fire.
Oh, and it's a 4S battery. Good.
Well, I figured I would
Good.
tone it down.
We'll tone it down just a little bit.
Welcome to
I'm gonna leave it on 1 amp. It might not
It'll
arm,
probably just shudder.
which is fine, and then we can put it to 2 amps. Well, I'm ready to turn it off.
I'm not bound. 'Cause it's not
Won't bind. Needs the antenna.
So you think that's what it is?
Yep. Do I have a crossfire antenna is the question. How do I not have a crossfire antenna? Let's push the button and turn it off. Oh, is that nice? Oh,
I know, right? It makes everything okay.
I just made
Imagine
a
if you had
mess.
to unplug it right now when you're about to do this. And all of a sudden you can't chase it and it catches your desk on fire and burns it. That whole thing could happen. You gotta think about these things.
They're really good. Vifly V2.
Because it's gonna totally wig out, right?
Oh yeah. Well, it's gonna trip the Vifly.
On the 1 amp.
Yeah.
But on the 2 amp,
even
it'll-
on 2 amp, it'll trip it pretty quick. I don't
You think?
think it'll do anything on 1 amp.
Can we take like a poll
I
and
don't have
somebody
an
wins
antenna.
something?
You guys heard it first. Tiago says that's going to go so wrong.
It's gonna go really bad, but at least I think as long as we can turn it off.
Expander says, is it a bad idea to strap a capacitor to the VTX Vista? Is that much heat bad for the capacitor? I don't think so. The capacitors are unbelievably strong, and they're just filled with some kind of wacky fluid. Some sort of effluvia is in them. Checking my email. I have a feeling Expander sent me some dollars. There it is. Oh wait, no, hold on. Full HD stream fun. Try to pronounce my name if you dare. Please stop this nonsense, Expander. All right, Expander with a
Right on.
$20 challenge. I'm gonna go with Arturus Tadarauskas. Tadarauskas. No, Tedrauskas? Is it Tedrauskas? Thank you, Expander. Very cool. Full HD stream fun. Try to pronounce my name if you dare. Please don't ever stop this nonsense, Expander. Thanks so much, Expander. Very cool of you, man.
Here comes some real nonsense.
Some grade A nonsense.
Link this thing
If
up.
you guys only knew. Tiago Ramos says, warn Patrick not to wave the VTX. The microphone is going bananas. Oh, yeah, right. We need to turn it on and then turn it
I
off.
don't have a VTX.
It's off. You're good. You don't have an antenna?
There's no
Hold on.
VTX. It's just but it might be my radio.
Receiver box. And, because it wouldn't bind, right?
Yeah.
Like, at all.
Won't connect.
Won't connect.
I've got it at 5 billion megawatts.
It's at 1 billion gigawatts. Alright. Come on, get on there. Get on there, little fella. This is a crossfire, right? Hey, there it is. Okay, so now we're good. Alright, fire in the hole. Was it on the right camera? It's on the right camera.
For some reason it's not binding, but We can bind in seconds, I guess. Maybe the light's on, right?
Crossfire light is blinking green? It was blinking green, now it's not.
Let's see what this does.
Wait, now it's gonna bind. Now it's gonna bind.
Yeah.
Bound?
I hope I'm not creating. I have a
There it
bind.
goes.
Yeah, it's going here. I hope I'm not creating live stream mess on your
A little bit,
audio.
it's okay. Alright, you doing it?
Yeah, it's on. It's doing its thing. It's binding.
Bind, you bastard!
Or at least it's thinking it is.
It's considering binding.
Did we
Another
halt the stream for a filled? It's green, right? Isn't that a good thing?
It's solid green. Doesn't that mean that all's right with the world?
When in doubt.
Oh shit!
Well, this segment will have to continue later.
Turn the beeper switch on. Will it beep?
I don't have connection with the external. I should have.
Make
see?
it work.
See?
Make it work.
Yeah, man, for real, no signal.
All right, we tried.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Reset. I'm gonna go play with that because that'll be a fun thing to carry out here in a moment.
Just gonna do this.
It'll be a segment.
Just gonna do that. There we go.
Segment called Stupidity.
Okay.
Quads.
Back to hell. I mean, fixing glides. I mean, hell. Okay. Here we go. Oh no, Happy FPV with a $19.99 super chat. Thank you, brother.
Whoa.
He says, I got your $20 challenge. It only let me do $19.99.
Yeah.
We'll cover you on the penny, Happy. Thank you very much, Happy FPV. Very, very kind of you. I appreciate it, brother. Espander says that was actually pretty close. Nice. Grizz FPV says another dancing squid. I agree. Right 9 says put crossfire on a whoop after soldering to the pinheads, putting the motors back on for the 5th time, and losing every screw 10 times. I had my maiden. I get it. Whoop the world. Nice, right 9. Yeah, tiny whoops require some real dedication, but it's worth it. Tiago says, oh, we got that. Thank you, Tiago, for the heads up. Espander says, bad idea to strap the capacitor to the Vista. Yeah, I think you'll be totally fine, Espander. I can't imagine that the heat will kill it. If it does, when capacitors die, they tend to fail. Well, I don't know. I don't know if a capacitor would fail opened or closed from overheating. I've only ever physically blown them up by putting backwards voltage into them. Tiago says, I think Patrick never sees your streams to say he's messing up your stream. What? I think Patrick never sees your streams. I don't know what that means, Tiago. The feedback that I got last time he was on the stream is that everybody loved it, so... because we're fucking goofballs and you guys like goofballs.
Yeah, I really want to make this thing blow up. I don't know why Crossfire is having such an issue.
Yo, it is hot. It's hot as shit in here. Hold on, let me turn the air conditioning down. Oh god, it was at 75. No fucking wonder. Alright, I got the fan on. Ultra turbo power. And... okay. Alright, we got it. We got it. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work. Alright, and let's get the tip of the soldering iron nice and shiny. And away we go. We're going to put this battery lead on, and then I'm going to put all the other leads on top of the battery lead. I've been kind of messing around with doing it the other way, putting like the LED, the capacitor, and the VTX leads onto... Oh, Right 9 says he means you can only slow down a train wreck, not stop it.
That's a good translation.
You guys are the fucking best. All right, here we go. Tinning the tip of the soldering iron. I am at 700,000 degrees. And we're going to get this at a nice angle so that we're sending it out the side. And right now I'm putting the power lead on the negative pad. So let's not do that. Wow, okay, this ESC has the leads the other way around. I'm glad that I noticed that. So I'm going to, do I have another, I'm not going to use this. Looks like I have another one in here. You know what I want to check though? I'm not so sure about these clear leads. They don't seem to plug in all the way. Let me show you. Hopefully I don't die. See, look, it bottoms out there. It doesn't go any further than that, and I don't love that. Like, I want to get as much of that in there as possible, and then it's really hard to pull it out. So I think I'm going to move back to a regular one. This one is a little bit longer, which is kind of fine. I'm kind of okay with that. So if I put this, especially because that means I can chop one of these down and it'll still be roughly the right length. So let's do that. We are going to put this guy away forever, and I'm never going to use those clear ones again. And we'll be fine. Okay. Happy FPV is just going to wait for the "you're soldering wrong" comments. We don't really get many of those, Happy FPV, either because I'm doing it right or because I've made a good enough case for the way that I do it being somewhat right. The case that I've made for it a million times in the past is that my father trained me to solder, and my father learned to solder in a NASA soldering school.
Beat that!
Yeah. Which his job at the time, Princeton Plasma Physics Lab, paid for him to go to. So not only did the guy solder on an actual, work on, as an electrical engineer, an actual tokamak nuclear fusion reactor, but he was taught how to solder. I mean, he'd been soldering before that in the Navy and just as a career. But yeah, then he went to actual NASA soldering school, and he's who taught me to solder. So, I don't know. Maybe everybody's just like, there's more than one way to do things, and the way that Ciotti does it seems to have some background in knowledge and, I don't know, NASA. So maybe it's not wrong. So yeah, we don't usually get that too much around here. It's kind of nice. But if we do start getting it, I'll just turn the stream off. And tell you guys to go eat shit. Oh, Christ. Alright, here we go. I am going to take a little bit of the insulation off this guy here. And on these bigger gauge wires, you guys will notice that I break my typical rule of using my fingernails because I don't have enough finger strength, and or maybe my fingernails are just not sharp enough to get through this thicker silicone. When you see me using these guys, all I'm doing is basically denting the silicone. I'm not actually stripping it. I'm just putting a dent into the silicone with these so that I can then come in with my fingernails and get the rest of the job done and pull the silicone off like this. So yeah, you want to really try to strip wires with your fingernails because your fingernails are not made of metal and they won't nick the inner strands of wire. And so I had to just kind of come back and get in there a little bit more violently, and there we go. See that? Ain't that fancy? And then with your little fingernail, you can kind of pull the silicone down so that you sort of bunch it up, and that way you don't have that big ugly area behind the solder with no silicone. I always try to have the silicone back right up into the pad itself. That tends to be the strongest the strongest solder connection you can have.
My receiver's fucked.
Huh?
That receiver is messed up.
Is it?
Yeah, my other quad bound right in or linked right up. So
Maybe it blew
Sorry
up when
to,
there was no antenna connected to it. No, it didn't. It definitely didn't. Receivers don't work like that.
yeah, no, this was that's why this is in pieces. Wasn't nice to this one.
We figured it out.
But I have all these new glide pods. Don't you wish you had?
Oh, the V2 glide stuff. Look at you go. Look how fancy this motherfucker is. Okay.
Who needs a frame?
Who-
Proving it tonight. I wish the receiver worked. I'd really love to twist it up and break it.
And now you guys know why Patrick and I are such good friends.
I almost want to swap it. And I said almost. Because this is the Tahoe quad. Anybody been flying out Tahoe? I'm going next week. I'd sure love to know where to go. There's a few
Hey,
places.
yeah, chat. Listen. Where are you going? Lake Tahoe?
Lake Tahoe. So I've seen the GPS feeds. There's state parks and things that I know I can't go to.
That's
But
bullshit.
there may
Do
be
it.
there are some good places that is totally legit that it's okay.
So if any of you guys are by Tahoe,
Yeah, if anybody knows a place.
speak up or I'll kill you. Or yeah, if you know any spots, hell yeah. Speak up! Speak up! Hurry up! Hurry!
She's going out there at least 2 miles.
Oh shit. This guy's losing a quad
GPS
in
though.
Tahoe.
GPS baby.
It's
And I
true.
took the what is it? The fail-safe time down from the 400s
Nice.
of a second like to 1. So even if it blips, I'm like, go ahead, ruin the footage. Come home. I'm gonna be like 6 inches off the water. You don't have time to lock out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
that's legit. I can't.
Alright, so I just wanted to take a little more silicone off there so I can get a nice big fat solder joint. Nice big fat joint. I might have taken a little too much off.
Use your finger.
Nah, I think that's alright.
You want to borrow my scissors?
Alright, so let's, we're gonna tin this shit up, and then we're gonna get a nosebleed, and we'll be alright though. It's gonna be fine. Who's building in the chat? What's up, Athix? Athix is back. He's going home at a decent time. I don't believe it, even for a minute. I think Athix is going to work another 14-hour day today and die on the job. Stop working long hours, Athix. Your life is... I don't know. Do whatever you want. Don't listen to a goddamn word I say. Alright, so this is the positive lead is kind of tinned. Just on the tip, though. Just the tip, just for a little bit, just to see how it feels.
Just nip the tip. Just.
And, alright, that's some good tinning that's happened there. Let me just flip it over and take a look. Who knows that movie quote, by the way? Just the tip, just for a little bit, just to see how it feels. Anybody? 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 100% electronic, guys. 100% electronic. That's what this quad is that I'm building. It's 100% electronic. God damn, we talked some shit up in here. I wouldn't have it any other way. Here we go. We got to fully tin the negative lead. Who else is going to send me another super chat for hookers and blow? Anybody? Anybody?
Oh, Aaron.
You guys
Can I come out of the closet?
are always so good about the prostitute and cocaine super chats. Okay, there we go. Now the wire's hot, and we're feeding the solder through the strands of the wire to make sure it gets all up in there. And we are good. This guy just found a Crossfire Nano in his bag box.
I'm gonna miswire the RX and TX right now, and then I'll try it after that.
Live on stream. RX TX fail as always.
I thought I had one in there.
Yeah, you got it right last time too, so there's no way you'll get it right this time.
Yeah, I know it's over. I'll probably pull a pad or something.
Only 11 hours today, Athix says.
Oh, jeez.
Don't die, Athix. Come on, we need you.
What a hero.
Salmon Rose FPV says, what flight controller do you use with the ESC? I'm not sure how to take that one. When Salmon Rose, when you say the ESC, what do you mean? What's the ESC mean?
4S okay with this soldering thing?
Yes. It just won't heat up.
I'm gonna
as
plug
fast.
it in and then ask. I'm gonna go and then look.
It'll be fine. Alright, here we go. We're going to put the negative lead on the negative pad this time instead of putting the positive lead on the negative pad. It's always a good idea to, you know, do that correctly. And there goes the pad.
Alright, stay tuned everyone. The segment is going to continue. I'm going to attempt to replace this crossfire with a known working crossfire. And then we will try again. Should we do like a time, like where everybody can do like a segment here?
People can plan to be back
Yeah,
in
be
time.
planned
for
to
the-
back. Get your popcorn ready because this ought to be real good. I think we're gonna wish that we cleared your bench a little bit more.
No, I've done it before. They
Oh,
don't
really?
go that nuts.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
on two, if we did it with full voltage, yeah, I mean they'd go fucking bonkers. But at 1 and 2 amps, they're just gonna spin for a second. Edit, no excuses. 8 o'clock. Jesus, it's 8 o'clock already. Salmon Rose says the AK32 Pro 20x20. So I mean, I personally use Heli Nation Talon F7s on my micros, and then on the glide rigs here, I use Aikon F7s. Unfortunately, neither one of those flight controllers are available at the moment. Much like most things in FPV at the moment, which are just sold out like absolutely everywhere. The flight controller that I think is our best bet at this point is the T-Motor flight controllers, but I haven't really used them, so I'm hesitant to recommend them, but people that I trust have said that they're good. So yeah, I think that's going to be your best bet, is to look for a T-Motor flight controller. You might as well get an F7. They're not that much more expensive than an F4, and they're going to future-proof you a little bit. And that's really it. I mean, there's nothing else all that fancy about flight controllers. Always look for a flight controller with an MPU 6000 gyro. That's pretty important. Other than that, sky's the limit. Oh, the HGLRC 20x20 is also good. Is that thing working? Hold one of the buttons.
It's
or
better
push one
now.
of the buttons.
It's better
forget.
now. I was a little worried
Just
earlier.
remember. Look at that fresh stack of T-Motor F40 Pro 4s.
These are not those actually. Pro
How
3 F60s.
fucking dare
I
you.
just had these. I just had them.
Are those F60s?
Yeah, they're actually.
Oh,
20s.
I'm really curious.
But they're not the 4s. They're the old ones, old 3s.
Oh, these are the Pro 3s. I think these are
just had
2207
them.
and a half.
Yeah, I just had them for so long. I was
They
like,
are,
you know
look
what?
how
I'm
heavy
gonna put
they
them
are.
on something. Or I'm gonna go on
35
FPV
gram.
Exchange and just sell them. That's what I'm saying. I have
That's the
so
move
many
right
of
there.
these things.
Yeah.
And this is like I don't.
Coming to FPV Exchange, F60 V3s.
Wrapping still on.
2207.5.
Good price.
If you want all the horpowers, those motors will do it for you. You are certainly welcome, Salmon Rose. What's the deal behind that name? I like that name because it makes me think of salmon. Is that I assume that's the joke, right? Salmon, but then why Rose? He also says, I just put the HGLRC F745 stack in my Apex 4-inch build. Seems to work good. Yeah, the HGLRC flight controller I was kind of impressed by. They sent it to me for testing. They also sent me one of their ESCs, and I was not impressed by that. It was dropping an arm right out of the box, which means that one of the FETs on one of the channels is starting to shit the bed already. So that kind of sucked, but classically HGLRC stuff would catch on fire the first time you put voltage to it. So a real big improvement right now with them, so that's a good thing. But yeah, their ESC I'm not into, but the flight controller is good. What I like about their flight controller is the pads are nice and big. So props to HGLRC for having one of the better 20x20 flight controllers with an MPU 6000 that we have access to. I need to clean up these wires a little bit here, and let's get that done real quick. I'm just going to use the tweezers here to kind of flatten out and pinch the other side of the wire. What are you laughing at?
I just realized every time I solder how bad of a surgeon I would be. I mean, I get it right eventually, right? But it'd be like, oops!
You didn't need that finger, did you?
Really sorry about that artery.
Alright, so the positive wire is in good shape. Now I just gotta fix this negative. Hey, there we go. And there we are.
What if it pulls the lead and from the receiver while it's armed, and then it won't fail safe, and there's nothing you can do.
That's why my fingers.
We have the button.
That
We have the button. All right. We should put the button somewhere else. That's next week.
Right. That's next time. We'll get it right next time. We need maximum shit show this time. I just made a real mess of that wire.
Glide parts.
What was that noise?
Glide parts doing what they do best.
Exploding?
Falling. And
Hey, there we go. Hey, what did you guys think about that? What did you guys think about the 250 made in here? This is yours. It was stuck to one of those motors. Yeah, chat. What did you guys think of that? Those of you that are patrons, because you're the only ones that are allowed to watch it, because I'm a dickbag and try to make a living. What'd you think of the 250 Maiden? Anybody?
Go to the bathroom and watch it real quick. I'll be right back.
Sanaka is in the chat. What's up, brother? He says you. Patrick just burned himself.
You cursed me, dick.
He says your run cam board is blinking green. Who is that funny-looking guy beside you? The
As soon as you said his name, I burnt myself, and he's the guy who taught me how to solder. Fucker.
Blinking green. Is that a good thing? Where's that?
If there's no card in it and it's not hooked to a camera.
Yeah, I think that. Did you test that? Is that right?
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah. Did you test that though? Is that are we know? Do we know that?
It's
that's correct?
yours is a V. Oh, I don't know. Oh, you wanted me to look at more.
I'm gonna take a quick look. So there's no memory card in this. Fuck it, it's fine. Plugging it into 5S. So blue, blinking blue, blinking blue. Oh, yeah. I don't know what blinking green means.
Well, we have the internet.
It looks like blinking blue is what this one's doing.
Hey Seneca, we're gonna arm this. We're gonna arm this soon, as it is right now. I think I can. I think I can connect. It's ready. Yeah, I transplanted the receiver because it wasn't connected.
Disconnect the camera. I can't do that. That build is all put together. I'm sure it's fine.
It's
I'm
probably
sure it's
the
fine.
camera. It's
You
probably
do-
the camera. But we can search it. Like,
You do good work. I trust you.
I mean, it's one little component. I'm sure it was just. I'm sure it wasn't slamming it into the ground 47 times on a Tuesday.
Richard says, I know blue is update. Apparently blue is also no card in the camera, or no card on the PCB. Riot9 with a $9 Australian dollar and 9-cent super chat. He says, cheap hikers and off-brand Pepsi. TweetFPV is in the house. What's up, Dan? Everybody go subscribe to TweetFPV or death will come upon you and your whole family. I shouldn't bring the family into it, should I? Well, I did. So, everybody, seriously, go subscribe to TweetFPV. Great content, great human being. Yeah, he's got a Patreon too. Jump onto his Patreon for all the secret tricks and tips. And I heard butt sex too. Athix says, if you can only trust a brand's binding fly and not the standalone parts, that is a telling sign of quality control. If you can only trust a brand's binding fly and not standalone, it's interesting, Athix, yeah. Espander says that 250 fly is great, but that might be because of the pilot, not the build. It's a little bit of both. Oh, look at that. CiottiFPV just got done designing grips for the TBS Mambo. So if you've got a Mambo coming, make sure you get you some CiottiFPV grips, or shovel plus face equals me plus you. Thanks again, Riot9, for the 909 Australian. Very cool of you, man. Am I caught up? I think I'm caught up. Look at me go. Is it binding?
Fuck!
What?
How do you have two penguins? I guess that's why they were not there. Crossfire! Man, it really doesn't want us to do this. I think bad things are going to happen.
It's true. Somebody asked a question about the two. How's it feel? Jordy Jordan asks how it feels. It feels like a miniature 5-inch rig. So the 250 at 380 grams all up weight on the 3.5-inch props feels just like the Rip Squeaks at 210 or so grams, which is because they're both of those power to weight and prop size combinations have been kind of like, I don't want to say developed, but like, yeah, developed around the ratio of all up weight to prop size on a 5-inch rig. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense that it would feel like that. All that being said, yeah, it's it just feels right. That's like when I fly a micro, like when I fly a toothpick, right? It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a 5-inch freestyle rig because it has a completely different ratio of all up weight to prop size. So when you come off the throttle and float, god damn it, I pointed this negative lead directly at the standoff. Yeah, it's so that's one of the reasons that I like micros that are heavier than toothpicks. I spent my first year or so of flying, a little bit more than a year actually, flying a toothpick essentially, and they're fun and they're accurate and they're like a little scalpel, but you can't do a lot of the really fun off throttle throws that a lot of us like to do with 5-inch freestyle rigs, and that kind of limits you a little bit as to what you can and can't do in the air. So yeah, I prefer the flight feel of a little bit of a heavier rig, and so that's how I build my rigs. There you go. There's a little bit of feedback that you didn't ask for, which is kind of my thing. While Patrick looks for a third Crossfire
Man,
Nano.
get me out of here. Unbelievable. You know, I feel like I built things up. I really wanted to see it twist and shout. I think that's just wonderful.
Twist and shout. All right, so I need to redo this ground lead here. So I need to put a bunch. This sucks too because the positive lead is kind of in the way. So this is going to be a little bit of a bitch, but we're going to get it done. It's going to be a little bit of a bitch, just like me. All right, flattening this wire out, changing its little directionality here, and I think that might be close enough. We're going to have to get it hot again when we stick some of these other wires down, but hopefully that was enough this time. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, that looks way better. And I can even put a little bit of angle in it here by just kind of grabbing it and giving it a little twist. One of the things that happens is when you tin these wires, the longer you have heat on them, the farther up the wire the solder is going to go. And good thing. So you want to be quick when you're tinning them. There we go. So now the next problem we've got is it's smashing right into the...
What's this?
Okay. Did you do that?
What is that?
For the other mount. For the new school mount. The Cinesplorer mounts, right? You're the one that told you messaged me the other day. Oh, they
That's
put
on the
extra
Spore, not
holes.
the Glide, though. I didn't
Oh.
make. I'm reverse
Oh,
connecting.
yeah,
it.
it's on the glides now too.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Right? Isn't that cool? So I am running into some issues here.
That's pretty cool. Look at
Oh,
that.
nope, now we're good. Now we're good. I just had to get a little bit of angle on that wire. Alright, so now we're fine. That clears the standoff. It clears the, man, this is going to be tight up in here. That's what she said. Smooth and Groovin with a $5 super chat. He says, why do my 3-inch micros sometimes suffer from what I think is I-term windup? Really good question. Smooth and Groovin, let's talk about it. What I think is I-term windup, where at 0 throttle I can hear the prop RPM speed up and not descend. So typically that'll happen with Cinewhoops. That's a very common Cinewhoop behavior because of the really weird aerodynamics. Like if you take a Cinewhoop up really high and you nose it down and try to dive it, it'll start to wind up and push itself forward. What rigs are doing this, Smooth and Groovin'? And when? Like, is it always doing it when you're at 0 throttle, or does it do it when it's inverted, or does it do it when it's nose down, or does it do it when it's hovering? I'm assuming that it doesn't do it when it's hovering. Why do my 3-inch micros suffer from what I think is I-term windup, where at 0 throttle I can hear the prop RPM speed up and not descend? Could also be a filtering issue. Motor bell could be bent. Take your props off, spin the motors up in the motors tab of Betaflight. Make sure one of the motors isn't all vibraty and angry. What else? What else could it be? It could be too much I-term. Drop your I-term down by like 30 points and see if it goes away. Do the same thing with P-gain. Drop your P-gain down by like 10 points, see if it goes away. When you drop the P-gain down by 10, you might as well drop the D-gains down by 10 as well. You just make a big change and see if it goes away, right? So that you can kind of identify what is causing it. Technically, it could be the D-max gain and advance. They could be too high. They shouldn't be above 50. What else could it be? It could be not enough filtering, which is related to looking for vibrations in the motors. Smoothin', if you're on if you're on my Patreon for $3 whole a month, click Tech Talk at the top, and then there's an article on that I wrote on troubleshooting motor heat. There's a like step by step work through that, because that could be the motor heat comes from too many vibrations. So that article is going to walk you through a bunch of things to look for what the hell might be causing additional vibrations to get into the flight controller, get into the gyro. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of ideas for you. Athix says, I've been burned by Diatone Mamba stuff too much. That sucks. I thought Diatone Mamba stuff was half decent.
I have to interject. There's been a lot of opinions on this, and I think that there has to be good and bad lots, and good and bad, because I know exactly what he's saying. I've had like, I've had stuff like the Mambas particularly. I have really good and I know guys that just, if you look at me wrong with that thing in your hand, I'm gonna kill you.
Right.
Because I've had to go into those boards so many times. So I feel like if you bought it in 2016, 17, 18 or something, you had a chance. And then the 19, 20, 21, you're just fucked.
So yeah, we've talked about that a bunch here.
But I hear you.
I don't know if it's really happening this way, but it certainly seems like these manufacturers have realized that as long as the QC is good on their first run that goes out the door, they can just mail it in for the rest of them and just and or start making, maybe they lose money on the first run and then they
Change
make money on
suppliers.
run 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or they change suppliers. That's true. I never thought about that. Yeah, trying to get actual.
But you won't find HDLRC product.
I'm gonna buy one of their flight controllers at some point.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
Yeah, it's the best 20x20 at the moment, I think.
It's like Aikon. I mean, they always worked. It seems to be the consensus. So
Yep.
good for them at least. But I hear you on that diatone stuff, man. I've
Eighth-
had good success.
Athix also says, reason why I said that is due to the likelihood of getting good parts in a bind and fly. I would assume they test hover a bind and fly before packing out. Oh, no, they don't. The standalone parts don't get that kind of QC. I'm pretty sure that they don't do that. I'm pretty sure that they don't do anything with the bind and flies. They just smack them together and go. For the right, I could totally be wrong, but I don't think I am, because a lot of bind and flies don't work right out of the box. Expander said, oh no, we got that. Oh, look at that, I'm caught up. Cool. Nope, William Loesch says, what hardware do you use for the glide? I don't want to build it slam, but my standoffs are all stripped. William, down below in the description are all of the parts that I use and trust. The full glide build is down there. Most of the parts that I use, though, are either discontinued or out of stock everywhere. So buying parts right now is a game of what's in stock. So yeah, if you want to do build planning, I would love to work with you on build planning. We can spend some time figuring out what's in stock and what's good quality. I do that over on Fiverr, or just ask the guys in the chat, and or just ask me for specific parts. I don't necessarily want to take the time to go through the entire parts list, but the most important thing is to put an Aikon ESC in it. An Aikon ESC is the one thing that's going to make it last long. Longer, yeah, true. You can still kill them. My God, does it take some work to kill
Sure
them?
does.
Jesus.
Good for them.
So, all right, this is the LED. This is the, what's this? The VTX, perhaps. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it needs to get soldered up. Okay. And then there should be another. Is there not another 30 gauge wire floating around? Yep, there it is. And it's gonna be too short, isn't it? Fuck you. Come on, really? You prick bastard.
That's going through a big change too, that bottom plate.
Yeah, dude. Big time. Big time. Where does this go? Oh, it goes to the... Oh, these are the LED ones. Okay. Well, that might not be long enough. Problem I commonly have. I gotta figure out what the positive and what the negative is on this cap too. That's gonna be a real pain in the ass. Let's see if I can see it with a 5x loop. Nope. Or maybe I can. Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. This one's the gold is the negative. So the negative is up on top, and so that's gonna stay on this side. Okay, cool. So I think I'm sort of ready-ish. Put these in between. Oh, hold on. Wait. Okay. So this is the negative. I'm going to put this in between these wires. All right. And we're going to take this other one. This is for the positive lead. I'm going to keep that on the outside here. Take these two, pull these up the middle, and let's see if this negative lead is going to be long enough that goes to the LED. I have a funny feeling it's not going to be, but we're going to try it. Oh boy, that is close. No, it looks like it's good. It's just long enough. Okay. Man.
Which means it's perfect.
Which means it's perfect. Story of my life. Just long enough and perfect. Hey!
Telling lies.
Alright, here we go. We got a little bit of positive action here. Wait, no, we're gonna go around the outside of the positive. We're gonna just kind of bring him. Oh, the positive is not long enough. Oh, well, fuck you too. No, it is, just barely. Just barely. Okay, so the positive lead is gonna stick on there. Let's just get this out of the way. It's the shortest one, so we'll put it the lowest down. And we should be good to go. Tinning the tip of the soldering iron, sticking the LED positive lead down. And I'm just gonna kind of tack it down because I'm gonna put another lead on top of it. I'm not gonna melt the whole solder joint here until the last second. Until all the wires are on top, I should say. So there we go, just enough to get it stuck down. And now I'm gonna do the negative, same kind of deal with the negative on this side. Put a little heat into it, just enough to get it tacked down. All right, we're good there. I got a little solder ball on this capacitor that I'm gonna really carefully remove here. And by carefully, I mean not so carefully, I just smashed it like a gorilla. Okay, so now we've got these little twisted up wires here, which I guess are from... Avix is out of here. He's got to work for 40 more hours straight. Everybody pray for Athix. He's got more work ethic than all of us combined. I got to meet Athix at the Flow State Day and hang out with him. It was very fun. Him, Bob Noxious, T-Bird. We had a good old time. Alright. CMYK and his girl were here as well. Really good night. Really fun night. Patrick was busy celebrating his son's birthday.
Asshole. I'm gonna have another one.
Soon enough. Okay, so we're gonna go red to this side. Now let me take a twist out of this guy. It's a little too twisted up right now. Just like me. Alright. No, I'm gonna put that twist back into it. Nah, no I'm not. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so this guy's gonna be on the inside here. Let me just get the tweezers on it. That's what she said. And okay, cool. So I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. I'm just gonna kind of tack it down. The third one that I put on here, which is for the capacitor, is gonna go on top of these guys, and that's what I'm gonna use to then stick everything down. So just a little bit here. We're gonna put some heat into it. Just enough. And that should be good. Yep, that's good. And then we're gonna poke this down. Pull this around. Push that down there. Oh, let me fucking... Sorry guys, I can zoom on this for you so that you can actually see what the hell I'm doing. Hey, look at that fancy shit. Down here. Okay. Push that down. Pull this guy over. And we're going to piggyback this guy. It looks like I didn't put quite enough heat into that LED wire. It's moving around, but that's okay. We can get it right now. Along with this one. Oh, shitters. Come on. Come on. Get on there. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I'm actually going to put a nice little blob of solder on here because I want to make sure that these do get stuck down this time. And here we go. little too much wire in this one. I don't like that. It's okay. Changing the angle of the soldering iron. I really want to make sure I get enough heat in here to get these stuck down there. Oh shit, come on now. Really? You're gonna fuck me like that? Oh, did I get it? Nope, didn't get it. Oh man, it slipped off and shot down. Slipped off and shot down, the title of my sex tape. There we go. Get back in there. Come on, man.
That's the sequel.
Dialogue for my sex tape. It's getting a little ugly, but it's gonna work. It's a little ugly, but it's gonna work, just like my dick. Here we go with the positive from the bottom of the capacitor. So this guy we're gonna put on top of both of these other leads that are on the positive pad here. I'm gonna put a big blob of solder on the tip of the iron, and then we're gonna blob the whole. Oh god, no, that's too big of a blob. That's too big of a blob. We blobbed too much blob. Nope, now it's not enough. Okay. Must take a pause and get some more solder off of the soldering reel. Alexander FPV just got his 7-inch. Have you ever built a 7-inch? I have not, no. I did the 6-inch thing for a little while and I was not impressed. And
they're not the easiest thing to tune.
yeah, they're a bitch to tune.
UAV Tech's a great place to go for your 7-inch tuning woes.
They're a bitch to figure out what the right motor is, in my opinion, which is why they're such a bitch to tune. Not enough people have built 7-inch rigs for us to really dial in on the exact right motor. Also, for me, like, I try to get all rigs to fly as good as a freestyle rig, and typically that's not what you do with 7-inch rigs. Typically 7-inch rigs are for long range, where you don't really care about the flight performance, you just want the damn thing to go as far as possible. So even less research has been done, and development has been done on that. So, yeah. Not my thing, but, I mean, what are you doing with it, Alexander?
He's bored. That's why I built mine.
That's so true. We see something shiny and we're like, oh!
I could do that.
I need it. That would definitely be better. I try really hard to resist that nowadays.
Yeah.
Alright, there's a good solder blob. So this is now all three of these wires getting tacked down. I am going to pour the heat into this joint. So we're going to be nice and patient. I can see the wire starting to melt, and that's what I want. The top part of the wire, solder on the wire went liquid, and that's enough to have all three of these guys go liquid. And now I'm going to paint your silver pants blue!
Dude, that ball at the end of the zip tie trick you pulled the other day was brilliant. I had never seen that.
Right?
That was cool.
It doesn't work very well. The ball breaks off, but
Does
it eventually. But I mean, without it, it's just
you need those
rips the
quality
fucking
zip
antenna out.
ties.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
I mean,
That
you
is
just
true.
all you need is the one crash, right? I mean, things break, they break, but if they don't break off, that's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
If they don't break your equipment.
Yeah.
But that was brilliant.
That was just like I just kind of did it one day. I was like, oh. I was just like looking at it like, I need retention. What can I do? I'm like, oh, fucking just melt it, yo. Melt it, yo. Use fire. Fire is always the answer. We all know that. All right, here we go with the negative lead. It's kind of ugly underneath, but it'll clean up a little bit here when I dump some heat in with this. So let's just be patient. We're gonna wait until we see the wire flow, and it's almost there. Almost there, and there it goes. Top of the wire is now starting to flow, and that's when I'm going to remove the heat, although I want to make sure that I get heat into this wire shit! What the hell just happened? That's one of those 30 gauges trying to escape. How did you? What? How did you get out of there? Who said you could come off of there, you little prick? There we go. There it is. Okay, we're good. The whole thing flowed. What I'm trying to do is not flow all the way down to the pad because we just don't need to. So there we have it. All of our little auxiliary things are hooked up and good to go. Man, this capacitor is fucking wrecked. No, it's fine. You got that Vi-Fly?
Is this right?
I got one. What is happening there? Why is the camera on the second standoff?
I think I got it.
This is how Patrick builds his glides, guys. He builds it like this. He puts the camera facing backwards so that he can it's a chase rig.
Got that reverse.
And then he puts the battery off center here.
It's a lot lightweight.
To really challenge the PID loop. And then he puts the arms on the inside like this for proper center of gravity. And then the other two arms just the other three arms just balance on top. It's a he doesn't have to use much hardware to do it this way. Sometimes the arms fall off like that, but he's such a good pilot that he balances them like the cup of beer on the top plate.
That's right. That's right. You got it.
So, don't build like that.
That's
Michael
right.
Blades says what's up.
Crack whoop.
Crack whoop. Alexander FPV says, I'm thinking about going with Bob's 30mm motor, looking at a long-range rig, flying 5-inch at 14,000 feet this weekend. Good lord. That's a lot of
higher
feet.
than 400.
That's higher than I am now. Ram Donko says, yo, hello, and I effed it before any air. What the hell does that mean? Peace and love. What's up, Ram? How are you? Espander says, JB is our FPV daddy, CiottiFPV our brother, Ladrib our sister, steals that neighbor's kid, which annoyingly does everything better than you. Who's our FPV mommy, and who the F is Bot Grinder? FPV mommy would be Lilithium, I think, right? Nice, Espander. I think I'm caught up. Yeah, this thing's almost done, people. We just got to hook these motors up, and I've got a basher rig again. Happy days are here at last. Let's get this big ugly jib jab off of here. What time is it? 8:35. Holy shit! This might be done in time for beer o'clock. Oh!
I really think that I should schedule being back maybe next week after I get back from Tahoe. I get a good receiver on this thing and we arm it. I feel like I overpromised and underdelivered for the peeps today.
Look at that, guys. That's a true
Sideshow.
fan right there.
Sideshow.
He puts the content of the channel above all else.
Well,
a true friend.
It's just gonna be fun.
Or he just wants to see it himself.
Where else am I gonna get 52 people to watch me do this?
Oh, Christ. It does make it so much more worth it.
Definitely. I mean, that way you don't have to do it at home.
Yeah.
I always want to say that on the air. Don't try this at home. Now you don't have to.
Oh, shit. You got to watch Adam Savage, Jamie Heineman do it up in this motherfucker.
I say we forget the, I mean, you said you've done it.
Yeah, I mean, not on purpose.
Oh.
But it's happened.
Wow.
It just the motor just spins, and then the motor wires, get all fucking mangled and mayhemmed. It's great.
I mean, I could expect some fire, right?
No fire. It just rips the wires out of the.
And so when they touch the shorts and everything just shuts down. Breaks to the point where what? Or do you do?
I guess it could. I mean, on the.
Obviously, you didn't do it on purpose.
I
so
disarmed.
you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I disarmed it pretty quick.
Oh my god! I can't believe it.
Ooh my god.
Oh my god. Ew. Make so patch.
Oh my god. It's not OOOMAGAWD. It's UM. Michael, come on.
Not cool.
You're better than that. Everybody go check out Michael Rollins' page. He's a great guy. He pronounces Tommy's name wrong, but that's okay. He's a great person. While you're at it, check out the interview that I did with him, especially if you want to learn a little bit about mental health. We talked about it for over an hour. It was really good.
Tommy Tabahia, aka Umagod, is
There it is! Oh my god.
Oh my god! Can't believe you just did that.
Oh shit.
He also said that Serge, or is Sergey from
Yeah.
Pyro. Is it Sergey? Does anybody know how to correctly pronounce it?
I guess
I
it
think
is.
Everybody says Serge, but he
I've always
corrected
just called
Taylor.
it
Tyler.
Serge.
He corrected Taylor. Tyler from RDQ.
Wait, what do you mean? Corrected him?
Yeah, on his. So remember when the whole beef was going down?
Yeah.
When he had him on.
Who do you have on? Surge?
RDQ.
Yeah.
And he mispronounced. He said his name was Serge, and Rollins specifically corrected him and said that it was Sergey.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
And I didn't know that because I think it looks like Surge for real, but
Yeah.
it just shows how ignorant I might be, I guess, in naming.
I've told you about that whole situation, right?
Let us all hear it again.
I can't say it on the stream, but I'll tell you afterwards.
I'll remind you. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. So, oh my god.
Having a little bit of trouble with this one, but now I just got it. Alright, we're fine. Everything is cool. Nobody panic. It's organic.
I'm gonna do what everybody thinks.
What's that from? Oh, god damn
Flip
it.
out. There's two of them, right? You got the
Oh, what is that fucking
Jerry
from?
Maguire, and then it's from Half Baked.
Half-Baked, that's what it's from. I'm gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do. Right.
Flip out, man.
Flip out!
I just want to know who's coming, man. Who's coming with me, man? I'll go.
Shit.
Jan. Yeah.
That one. we
Thank
got
you, Jan.
This one. We got look at these tiny little capacitors that they got right next to these pads. Okay, Aikon, I see you. I see you. Any Max Beamer fans? He's back. Go check him out. He's got a fun Patreon page as well. What else? Trying to think of any other news-related things from this week since we didn't have Joshua and Blunty giving us our news. The TBS 69 is shipping and shit. I think it's a terrible idea, but you know, if you want it, you should buy it. I just don't like it because TBS VTX is. I've had a really hard time with them reliability-wise, as have many, and so to put the VTX with the receiver, well, it just became a more expensive failure when the VTX inevitably dies.
I have a lot of burnt Unifies, and I blindly
Continue to buy
continued
them.
until I looked in a drawer and realized I had like a lot. I had a lot, and I always think to myself, one day I'll check all these, right? Like, there's got to be a mistake in one of them. That's never gonna happen.
No.
But now I got to stop using them, so I started buying those rushes at your suggestion, because
Right.
that's all you can get right now. Also, so we'll be flying in Tahoe with those. We'll see how it goes.
Nice.
But when they are new, I feel like they progressively get worse. But I stand by their
I've heard
link.
that.
You know, their link has been amazing.
I've heard that
for
from
me.
multiple people.
What's that?
That when they're new, they're fine, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
they just slowly degrade.
They just seem to lose 2% every time you plug it in.
Because they're chasing that dragon with no real heat dissipation.
Yeah, man, that sucks.
Okay. Just banging through these motor wires. Banging. Bang, 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 banging on fools. I'll be really impressed if anybody knows what that's from. Really, really impressed.
Crickets.
That is a very specific quote. Nobody will know what that's from. You probably can't even Google that to find it out.
Because we just don't give a fuck.
Story of my life. So we'll lay this guy down here. And here we go. Next, we've got motor number 3, wire number 2, getting ready for attachings. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. There we go. Now that's kind of sitting up a little bit. I want that to sit down a little flatter on the pad. Come on. All right, there we go. And the third one here. I'm gonna actually grab it from the top. I put these wires at an angle like this so that when I'm crashing through Scraggle, which I do a lot, they don't get hung up on the branches and whatnot. And it actually really does make a difference. It's a lot easier to just solder them at a 90-degree angle, just going straight out, but it's a lot less reliable. So once you get good at soldering, try to do it this way. You'll have your motor wires get less beat up, I promise you. If you crash through Scraggle a lot. If not, you won't notice a difference. There we go! One more to do. Plug the ESC into the flight controller, and this rig will be good to go again. I can go destroy it again. Hopefully. I should have, I meant to plug in the power lead to make sure I didn't get anything backwards, but I haven't done that yet, so that's dumb.
You don't spend more time on the bench than you do in the air with each quad, do you?
Is that a rhetorical question?
You just sit on that one.
Anybody who flies more than they repair, fuck you.
Fly harder.
Crash more so you could
Get
be
better.
tortured with me. Yeah, it's really, that's one of the more sobering parts of this hobby, is that if you're really looking to get better, you're pretty much just going to have to be okay with spending more time on the bench than in the air. Which is annoying, but it's all about like how quickly do you want to improve. If you got nothing to prove, then you can back off a little bit and not fly so fucking hard all the time. Although not even, I find it absolutely hysterical that we can crash these things so hard. I laugh my ass off when I crash. It's a big part of it. So even if I wasn't necessarily hell-bent on trying to improve all the time, I think I would still crash a lot. I wouldn't crash as much though, that's for sure. I crash so much because I'm really just always trying to get better and better and better and better. And when you push yourself to the limit, that's when you learn the most. That's not even just me saying it, like that's been researched by evil scientists. Right? Trumpers, evil. All scientists are evil. Yeah, that's just a fucking fact. You got to push yourself to the limit to really learn and improve. Well, look at me now, Mom. I soldered up my motors, and I'm gonna just assume that the pinout is the same, and plug this in. It better be the same. Oh, it is not the same. God damn it. Really? Aikon, what the fuck, man? Why would you do that? Well, that's just a stupid idea. I probably have the right plug header somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Oh man, that would have been bad. That would have blown up the flight controller.
Nah.
Patrick says nah, but all right.
You had that V-Fly thingy on it.
You'd be all right. Damn, that's annoying. Well, this is done, and it's almost 9 o'clock. Dre Droid says, dunno, I love building and repairs. I take it easy for financial reasons. Built model cars is... Yeah, that's actually a really good point. That's a really good point. I've been there before. When I was broke in the hobby, I would back off a lot to just maintain and be able to stay in the air. What are these? What are these little tiny breakout jib jabs? Are these aren't the right ones, I don't think. Ground? Ooh, no, that's right. I've lost all motivation to do this, so we're gonna end it there because that's the bulk of the work. I'm gonna zoom this out and I'm gonna go hang out with my buddy Patrick and make some shenanigans. Let me get caught up on chat though. Michael Blade says, "What's up, bro?" Ram Donko says, "F'd it before any error." Hello. Oh, we got that. Ram Donko says, "So that reset button looked clever. Now it's blank AF." So uploaded something or two from the second squid. I'm gonna buckle and hassle, make a fleshy FPV friend. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Journey Droid says, dunno. Wait, no, we got that. Metal Dirksen says, one nice thing about Heli Nation flight controllers is they come with those cables and with a few different pinouts. Yeah, I have a lot of them. It's really nice. Ram Donko with the last comment of the night. He says, have you got Forza 4? Just being social. I do not. I'm a PlayStation guy. Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa on PS4 and Gran Turismo Sport only for me. Thanks for hanging out, boys and girls. Here comes a little bit more flying from the stadium. I'll see you all. Patrons, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody, I will see you Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Oh my god!
Is it 3 o'clock? It's 3 o'clock. Sunday at 3 o'clock. Journey Droid says, last week was expensive. 3 motors and a Maytech H7. Yikes. Thanks for hanging out, boys and girls. Oh! Easy, big fella. I'm just going to give this to you guys with quad audio because it's from a session, so it actually sounds good. Thanks for hanging out, fellas. Love every single one of you. CiottiFPV.com for a million different ways to support your boy so he can be gangly and lanky forever! Later!
I'm gonna come over to the wall.